Hello, YouTubers and all those happen to watch. Hope you're having a great day or evening, depending what time of the day you are watching this. So today we're going to be talking about this right here, Heretic II. Now, I've been playing Heretic II on my Twitch channel and just having a blast with it. Some of the clunkiness is still there, obviously, but it's still an overall fun game, and I want to kind of go over it as well as discuss it and give some light little history about it. I'm not going to act like I'm a scholar of any sorts, because I'm not. That's just a fact. So, the game came out in 1998. It was based on the Windows 95 OS, as well as Amiga and a Linux as well, believe it or not. So you can play it on those platforms too, apparently, from what I last remember looking up a little while ago. So, this one came out in 1998. It was around the time where games like this and Heavy Metal FAC was basically put out there as some sort of platformer for the PC generation, where the PC started really getting a strong vibe for platformers. This is where they began to really nail it home, especially after the launch of Commander Keen, which was a converted Super Mario Brothers based platformer, which was, again, for those who don't know what the hell Commander Keen is. If you know what Commander Keen is, then we're buddies for life. But basically, you go over here, you look at the game, you gotta go, okay, Heretic 2. So if you remember Heretic 1, you're like, okay, this is like Heretic 1, right? Your first person, medieval style Doom game, right? With an inventory system, which is just chef's kiss, fantastic. So you go over and you look at it and you're like, oh, all right. Then you install the game and somehow get it to work on Windows 10 if you're playing it now, and you look at it and you go, what the hell is this, right? But no, you don't think that way. You're pretty much looking at it and go, wait, this is totally different from the original game. And that's because it is. It's not the same game you're probably going to remember, but it's not a bad game at all. It's actually pretty good. It's relatively short if you're pretty experienced with third-person/first-person shooters of the yesteryear generation or even modernly. The game can be remapped to use modern controls as well, so there's no shortcomings in that whatsoever. So again, if you're not familiar with arrow key, spacebar, control, and alt for the basic control setup, you don't have to worry about that. You can set up the AWSD or SZXC or whatever the hell it is you do for your keyboard. Fantastic, awesome. So basically all that is covered. So you can map it out to however you wish. However, it only has one key issue, and it's not on Steam, and it's not on GOG. So you're saying, okay, how's that a problem? I'll just grab it from whatever website. Basically, with that right there, again, that's a gray area. You do you at the end of the day, baby. But at the same time, it's crazy that this game particularly is not on those platforms. But then, of course, there's copyright reasons why it's not. There's all kinds of reasons why it's thrown up in the air, and it's just zaniness all the way around. But playing this game coming around full circle, it's actually a lot more enjoyable than I remember playing of it. Back in the day when I originally played on my brother's computer, because he mostly had the one of the nice beefy computer versus myself, so I used to play it on his. And playing it on his, I was like, oh, this is actually not too bad. It's pretty cool. I got a good chunks into it, and then I stopped playing it for a while. I played it again, completed it, and then more recently here, we come to the modern day, okay, how does this hold up to today's generation? Now again, as the famous scholar Kilgore Trout says, games do not age, we do, which is absolutely true. Basically, whenever you play a game, the game didn't change whatsoever when you last time you played it. Your opinion of these type of games change, and how things should run, and how things should run as a Cadillac, or whether you enjoy the ride or not, it's up to you. That's your discretion, that's your opinion, that's how it works. Absolutely, I agree with that statement wholeheartedly too. I feel like at the end of the day, whatever makes you happy with games, whether you wish they should advance or not, that's fantastic. That is awesome. You should, of course, feel that way. It's an important factor. At the same time, if you just don't have a difference of opinion when it comes to playing games from then to now, that's also awesome. That works out fantastically, right? So when I sit here and I installed this game, it gave me hell to install Windows 10, as it should. Glide and all that, be damned. Obviously, there's nice PC Gaming Wiki, which of course helps you out and helps you set it up on Windows 10, no problem. There's a lot of bumps in the road with that. Most people will tell you I was ripping my hair out. As you can see, receding hairline, be damned. Fantastic. And so my neckbeard ass was like, ah, damn it. So basically, finally got it to run, played it on stream, pretty much done with it now on stream. That you really have one more day of a couple hours of gameplay, probably rough, give or take. And I gotta say, the story, the gameplay, the controls, and everything else related to it is actually pretty cool. You have different power-ups and everything, which, by the way, his staff, or Corvus's staff in this game is overpowered as shit. Once you get a couple levels into this thing, it hits hard as hell. And the game isn't incredibly long either, like I was saying earlier. Like, if you know what you're doing and get through these maze-like corridors, because the game doesn't really have its own map per se. There's a map in the game you can look at, but it's not like you play the original Heretic or Doom, where there was like a nice little, you know, grid-based map you can kind of glance at and kind of get in that rough idea where the hell you're going. This game, you're going to get fucking lost. Like, almost guaranteed, if you've never played an FPS shooter before in your life, but you like 3D platformers, you're going to get lost for a while. Now, I could say this probably as an argument too for most other older platformers of the generation. Even Castlevania Symphony of the Night, when I first originally played it, I was like, where the fuck am I going? It's literally, that's the synopsis right there. It's the where the hell am I going syndrome. So this game, you'll feel a little bit chaotically lost, but hey, there's maps and guides and all that nowadays on the web that you can look at. It's fantastic otherwise. I can definitely say this game has aged pretty well. Like, it plays great. I mean, I'm used to janky games. Hell, I play out American McGee's Alice, and that game is janky, but it's also incredibly good. Same difference with this. While not a lot of people don't agree with me with this one right here, but Heavy Metal Fact 2 is actually really good as well. It has a lot of great HD mods put out as well. This one does too, but I decided because the game didn't work originally before very well, I just installed it, put a patch thing through it, and that was it. I left the hell alone. But as far as this game goes, it ages pretty well, and if they eventually try to get it to work on GOG, or it's finally released on Steam, or whatever, whoever intellectually owns the game, and they can get it through published somewhere, then that would be fantastic, because I would definitely recommend the game. While it still has its issues, these are not issues I would say that makes the game bad at all. They're more so glitchiness here and there, but it's easily fixable. And you can save often in the game wherever, so it's not the console save system syndrome. You could save it wherever. It has support for Linux, and it has support for Macintosh. It has also support for I said Linux, right? Yep, I said Linux, Macintosh, as well as what the hell's the other one? I'm missing one. It was Windows 9. It's a Windows 95 game. Linux. I'm missing one. Someone can correct me. It's fine. But basically, has a lot of support as well. So if you want to try to play it on Linux, you probably could. I think there's a Linux version out there somewhere, or some sort of thing to make it a Linux version. But either way, it's a really outstanding game, and I do hope it does come out for modern platforms for people to enjoy. So I do hope Bethesda, or whoever owns Bethesda nowadays, because they're going around like a hot plate nowadays. So boo. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it, well, a big old kiss on the cheek. But take it easy, everyone, and see you next time.